Good morning there, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. Actually, we have some international guests that join us, so good evening if you are not in the United States right now. Welcome to my weekly Facebook Live show. I'm Jen Burson. I'm the founder and president of Generation PR. We are, wow, you know what? It's March. Yeah, March. I should know. My birthday is very soon. Anyway, International Women's Month. International Women's Day is actually on my birthday, but March marks the hi. March marks 18 years of when I founded Generation PR. So we are celebrating our 18-year work anniversary, founding anniversary this month. I mean, we're not really celebrating it, but this is when it's taking place. And it always blows my mind. I mean, 18 years. I would be graduating high school as like from a baby to getting to where I am now. 18 years is like a whole like adult person. It's very weird to me. But I still love what I do so much. Thank you so much, Queenie. I appreciate that. Love the work that I do. I love our clients. I love the feeling of landing press for clients. I love the flexibility and freedom that comes along with owning your own business, and especially this business model with the retainer business. And so that is why I founded Generation Academy. And if you are watching this content, it is hosted on Generation Academy. This is why we're here delivering content every single week. We want to keep the PR community, specifically, we have so many women members of our community. We want to be top of our game. We want to be, in the know and stay abreast of all of the changes and things that are happening for us or that we should be aware of and be able to adapt to apply to our businesses so that we can provide the best service possible. We feel really confident in the services that we sell. That's extremely important for me as a purpose for sharing all of this, is because I want our members to feel really good when they are selling their services. So they know we got a inside scoop on how the media works. We know what, the trends are. PR is a game. The rules of the game happen to change kind of often, and we know the rules and we'll help you navigate to win. And so I love that there are so many of you here that join me week after week. I'm not sure who's on, but I know Jane is always here, plans to join. Chrissy, Serena, let me know if you guys are on here. Nelson, these are people, and now Queenie is back, which I love. I hope you're feeling better. But joining us every single week to up their game. Of course, you're here. I just got your email and I'm cavelling. That's what we say in Yiddish. I'm cavelling. I'm so happy for you, Jane. That had to feel so incredibly good. And I'm glad that you shared. Glad you're feeling better, Queenie. So we are always creating content around what our audience is talking about, what they want to know about. And in our paid programs, we have talked quite a bit about Substack and, how do we use it? How is it a tool for making our jobs better and our lives easier? So this training today is a result of those discussions. We wanted to share even more so that you can learn how to use Substack to land more features, get an inside scoop on what's going on with the media, and how you can make kind of deeper connections with some key media contacts. So that's what we are going to dive into today, all about Substack and how you use it to get more press for your clients, and maybe even for yourselves. And as I go along, it's really weird to just like stare at my face and talk to myself. So please interact. Please ask questions or share any thoughts or ways that you have been able to use Substack or any recommendations. Hold on. I feel like my chair is really low. Give me one sec. Did it go up? No, it didn't. I feel like I'm at the kids' table. I don't know why. But okay. I'm ready to rock. Let me know who's here. There's a couple others that are here. So say hi. so we can have a conversation. Excuse me. So by now, we know you've heard of Substack, whether it's been through this community or another fellow PR pro, maybe one of your media contacts has let you know that they now have a Substack and they would appreciate you subscribing. We know using it is a great way to connect with journalists and editors, specifically in your niche. And that we have had a lot of members land high impact features for clients using leads they found there. So, and others are taking advantage, other PR pros really honing in on the power of Substack to seriously extend their reach, get their clients in front of new audiences. Lola, my dog, is down there like, ugh. We just took her for a nice walk. But so what is Substack, right? It's funny. I listened to a podcast, Smartless, with like Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes. And I guess Sean has like an aunt in Minnesota who's like not a media insider, not like an entertainment industry insider. And so anytime they're talking industry shop, they're always, what is her name? It's like Aunt Linda or whatever, or like or Terry or something. I don't know. They're like, oh, and for Terry, this is what we're talking about. So my mom always watches my lives after the fact. So for Claudia, who might not have heard of Substack, it is essentially an email marketing platform that creators use to write newsletters, to share their work, to give them a direct connection to their followers or their subscribers. And there's no need to constantly retweet or reshare their work to ensure that the audience that really wants to see it, in fact, does see it. So you opt in to subscribe to, we'll talk about that. Who is that? It's not Daria. Is that Chrissy? Who is Facebook user? I know it's not Daria because it's not all caps with emojis. That's her. That's how I know it's her. So you opt in, you subscribe. It starts out free, mostly free. And what our member is saying here is there are so many that charge fees for expanded access. The fees can really add up. Any ideas? Oh, hi, Audrey. Yeah, there are some. We'll get into that. We do talk about that, but there are definitely some that are worth a paid subscription. And that's if there's certain content you really want to go deeper on and have more insight and insider knowledge. You don't have to do that for all of them. Some of them you can do month to month, so you can kind of get a peek behind the curtain and then decide if you want to go with an annual subscription. But what we say here, some creators write just completely free newsletters and others put additional subscriber-only content pieces behind a paywall, like Audrey's saying. And you'll have to sign up for a paid subscription then to get all of their content. And creators share pretty much anything on Substack. Could be opinion pieces, personal writing like fiction or poetry, could be a deeper investigative piece or excerpts and links from other published works, could be in an industry analysis, you name it. Any content goes. There's all kinds of creators on Substack. Like I was listening to a podcast of Michael Moore, the famous documentarian. Why doesn't that sound like a real word? But he makes documentaries. He's a documentary filmmaker. He has a Substack totally free, publishes once a week, I think, and just goes really deep into topics that he's curious about and thinks others will be too. And I think that when he starts to see people really interested in a topic that he's interested in, then he can think about going even deeper, doing more investigation. And he really likes it as a way to keep sharp because most of the creators on Substack are writers. They're editors, they're, experts in certain fields that just want to get their ideas out there in a more long format setting than like a tweet and not like a blog where they don't know if anybody's really going to see it. So Substack is just all about creativity and freedom for creators. And if you're interested in what they're sharing, you just have to subscribe to get that front row seat. And in most cases, the ones that I have selected to subscribe to have been really worth it. Not super expensive, but really good content. So why should we as PR pros use Substack? The switch to Substack, it's just one of the shifts, like a latest shift in the greater media landscape. And like all changes that happen in our industry, we just have to jump on it. We don't have to be afraid of it, but look at it as a tool that we can use to gain deeper insight and access, and not look at it as something that's a new thing that's annoying, but it's a tool that can make us better. So you don't have to start your own Substack unless you want to. Joining the platform as a subscriber is really the way to go to get started. And we know journalists are turning to Substack for more consistent readership and income because they can put things behind a paywall. And then, of course, there's more flexibility in what they write because they own all of the opinions. It's their platform. It's their channel. You're opting into them. They can be as candid as they want. They can choose whatever topics they want. They're not bound to a publication's audience or an editor's approval, which is really cool for them. So sharing that newsletter is a more personal way of connecting with people online. And it also really helps them to establish and develop this trust between a writer and their readers. And readers, they get access to just like, what are they thinking about? What do they want to know about? And they don't have to swipe through fluffy pieces like listicles, top 17 Amazon buys for under $20, whatever, or viral clickbait articles. And journalists don't love writing those. Patreon. Yeah, Jane's mentioning Patreon, and a lot of podcasters on Patreon, content creators. Yes, that's right. Patreon is also another similar thing where they can put content behind a paywall. Like if you love actually like Smartless, the podcast I love, is on Patreon. And if you are a paid member of their podcast, you get episodes a week early. So that's like fun if you just can't wait for the next thing. Maybe you get some insider content. There's always something just a little more that's behind a paywall. And Patreon is really similar in that way. You just get to the juicy articles that they want to read, right? You don't have to go through these like lists or top 10s or the things that really writers are not enjoying writing right now. It's SEO based, affiliate marketing driven revenue generators. Those are the kinds of articles that are being produced in bulk right now that we're seeing like in volume. And writers, they want to write what they want to write about. And this is a platform to do that. So they also don't, PR pros, we don't have to subscribe to a bunch of publications or visit a ton of websites to see a writer's work. It's just all laid out in one convenient email. So as a PR pro, you can take advantage of all the benefits of Substack and use them to score more impactful press features for your clients. So I'm going to give you how many ways? 4 ways, okay, that you as a PR pro can use Substack to land more features. So number one is you can keep up with the key journalists and editors in your niche. So if one of your media contacts has a Substack, you should go and subscribe right now. And it'll allow you to deepen your connection with a journalist or an editor in your niche, giving you, access to what they want to know about or what they're thinking about. It could trigger ideas in your mind about how to work your clients into some of the topics that are top of mind for them. A lot of writers are using their Substacks to share a mix of personal and professional material. So if you read through a journalist's newsletter, it's a really easy way to stay up to date with their latest pieces and their personal life. And those are the things that we like to pull from in our pitches, or pull from and use in our pitches, so that you can create a deeper connection. That personalization piece that we always talk about. If you guys were attending my Crickets to Crushing It masterclass, actually I did it Monday because I had a power outage Friday, but it was last week Wednesday and this week on Monday. We talked a lot about personalization. It's really important to break through the noise. No spray and pray, no haphazard and hasty pitches. When you become a pitching powerhouse, you know that connecting and making your pitches really personalized is the way to rise to the top and get their attention. So they may share personal news or stories with their Substack readers before they share them on social. And that's very helpful when you're personalizing your pitches. So start your email with well wishes for the editor's upcoming vacation or congratulating them on a major piece they shared in their newsletter. It really shows your contact that you're engaged and you're interested in their work. And you can always, we just had Jill Schildhouse, I can never say it right. I don't know why. I'm so sorry, Jill. Shared a wonderful email she got that wasn't even about a pitch. It was just her first sharing some news that she was really excited about, things she had been working on, things she wanted to share with her audience. And then one of her Substack members, a publicist, wrote back and acknowledged what she shared and just said, that's so awesome. Been following you for a long time. I'm really happy for you. That's so great. Like, I'll be rooting you on or whatever. It was just very personal and only serving the purpose of connecting, not in a ulterior motive sort of way, but just really, I like what you're all about and I'm happy to be here. And I'm really happy you shared that. That's really cool. And Jill took that email and put it in her newsletter as an example of relationship building. And you better believe that if that person messages her again and says, oh, by the way, like I saw you were talking about this as something you're looking to write about, I do have a client or a contact that would be a good fit, Jill's going to be way more open to receiving that person's pitch because they have shown her interest in a personal connection. So it really does matter. And Substack gets you in on the inside so you can keep up with them and know what they're up to and personalize your pitches. Number 2 is you can use Substack to stay updated on industry news. So no matter what niche you're in, there's a Substack dedicated to sharing industry news on a daily or weekly basis. You may have to do a bit of research to find it, but Substack makes it easy to discover newsletters across any industry. You can search Substack's website by a general topic or by a writer, and then subscribe very easily. As soon as you've found what you're looking for, you probably will get a confirmation email just to be like, did you really mean to subscribe? And then you just confirm. And then you can skim through industry hashtags on Twitter or LinkedIn, and that may lead you to other Substacks as well. But keeping up, I don't know why I was just like Chris Farley and SNL, like banging on my chest. Keeping up with industry news and trends is a key part of writing effective and relevant pitches for your clients. That's the dog again. And so with Substack, you don't have to flip through endless Google alerts or like set up a ton of Google alerts. And we're finding that Google alerts are not even delivering timely content to us. We're missing things. Our community members, we just had a whole discussion on a coaching call about how they have Google alerts set up and they're finding press wins from last year that they didn't even know about. They're finding them on their own. So Google alerts are not super reliable to always get the info on the topics you're looking for. So you can get your Substack delivered and go through it when you're ready. Substacks that publish newsletters more frequently, they're less likely to miss those smaller stories, while weekly newsletters might just stick to the big picture and big news. So depending on what the writer has kind of committed to coming out with and how often, you can kind of do a couple different types of Substacks you're following, some that's published maybe weekly and others that are published at, daily, and others will commit to a certain amount and then sometimes throw in extra, like they'll have a thought. That's what's really cool, I think, for writers, journalists, or creators on Substack, is they could just have a random thought and just push it out without any, kind of need for that formal process of writing an article and getting it approved and waiting for it to get published and all of those different channels they have to go through. This is just out of my head into Substack and off to the audience. And number 3, this is really useful. It is the ability to jump on last-minute pitch opportunities. So beyond sharing personal and professional stories, a lot of editors and journalists are using their Substacks to share pitch opportunities. So they may put out a general call for pitches in a certain beat, or they might ask for specific types of stories or products or experts. We have been using the expert strategy, so leveraging experts that our client has on their advisory board. We do this for 2 clients, and we're actually implementing it for a 3rd. So for a client that makes breast pumps, we have a lactation specialist, board certified, and then we also have a sleep expert, not sleep expert, a doula who talks about labor, delivery, postpartum, things like that we're offering to the media. And that strategy is converting like gangbusters for us. So we're getting a lot of press that will work the client's brand name and a link to their website in these articles on top tier baby and kids and parenting websites. But it's really centered around their experts sharing strategies, ideas, things that are on topic. And Substack will often list those call outs. Like, does anybody have a dermatologist that can speak about healing acne scars? And our client is an LED face mask company, and they have a scientific advisory board with some very well-respected, world-renowned dermatologists. And we can offer those dermatologists up as experts for those stories. So whether it's calling out a certain beat for, certain beat asking for a type of story or products or experts, they're going to list that in their Substack. And then actually inside my membership, the Pitch Lab, let me see if I can just give you guys can I copy this? What am I doing here? Is this going to take me there? Hold on. How do I just copy that? I'm going to post a link so you can learn more about the Pitch Lab. We have, let's see if this works. We have a list of our members' favorite Substacks that they are getting the most value out of. And it didn't work. Let me just do it again. So you want to learn more about the Pitch Lab. Is that actually working? Oh my God. Sorry, this is a mess. Because I'm in a Google Doc. Sorry. Technical difficulties here. Hold on. That should work. Okay. Oh, I did it twice. Cool. Anyway, now you have the way to get it from 2 links there. So our community members have shared their favorite Substacks and the ones they're getting the most value out of, the ones they recommend as paid subscriptions. So Audrey, inside the Pitch Lab, we have a list of Substacks that are written by journalists that are sharing upcoming pitch opportunities. They are also sharing insider info around topics like, how do you address your media contacts who are, so many journalists getting laid off? How, as a PR professional, do you address it, support it, getting it from their perspective, which is so helpful. And then they'll also give tons of advice around affiliate marketing from their perspective, or what is a way to pitch an SEO driven search term pitch showing a gap in the SEO results that come out. So like people are searching for a term and your client has a solution to fit that search and solve that problem people are looking for, but the volume of results that are coming back are low. And so for the publication to put out an article with certain keywords and your client's solution with affiliate revenue generating opportunities, editors love this because they're able to offer an idea to their publication and say, there's a lot of people searching and not a lot of results. This is giving 20% affiliate commission. Let's just write it and see what happens. And now they're generating because they're the top search result. So editors will write about how do you come up with those SEO based search things. You know what I'm saying? So it's that insider info that will help you hone your pitches in what's working now with the media, what they want to see, what they're looking for, what they're tasked with doing. I learned through Substack really how affiliate marketing is working and shaping their story ideas, the requirements of generating income a certain amount in a very short window in order to be seen as successful in the eyes of their publication and then get more stories or get to even at a minimum keep their jobs. Like it got to that point. And we see with so many media layoffs, the commerce editors are the ones getting to keep their jobs. So follow some commerce editors and see what kinds of pitches they're looking for. This is a really great opportunity for those last minute pitch ideas or last minute pitch opportunities for relevant topics your clients can contribute to, because an editor may share those pitching opportunities with their subscribers on Substack before sharing them on a wider scale, either on social or in like the czars group or my own Profitable PR Pros Facebook group. So a personalized pitch sent in by one of their subscribers is more likely to be read than a cold pitch. They're watching their lists. I will say that I was in a Substack that kind of wasn't a niche that I ever really needed to know about. And I opted to unsubscribe, and the editor wrote me back specifically and said, "Oh, Jen, I'm so bummed you left. I'm so sorry to see you go." And I was like, oh my God. So I said, well, my team was helping me kind of minimize my inbox, and that was a mistake. So I resubscribed, but they're looking, they appreciate that you're there. They appreciate those who want to be more connected and get to know them and their content on a deeper level. So your personalized pitch as a subscriber will be better received than a cold pitch from a nobody. So that's number 3. Let me recap with you. 1, 2, 3. There's a 4th one. Number 1, keep up with key journalists and editors in your niche. 2, stay updated on industry news and trends and what's working now. Number 3, jump on last minute pitch opportunities and have a better chance of converting because you're a subscriber. And 4, expand your media list. So your media list might be full of freelance journalists or editors at specific publications, but you can use it to now include newsletter writers. So Substack writers, they have really targeted audiences, not just publishers, but following trend makers. There's beauty Substacks, former publishers of magazines like Val Monroe, who was Oprah's beauty director, editor, senior editor, beauty editor for years. She has a Substack, sorry for the curse word, but it is called How to Not Fuck Up Your Face. And so it's a great Substack. Everybody who's following it is interested in beauty and recommendations. Now, she calls it a payola-free zone, so she doesn't really want to be pitched. But that's one example of a very popular Substack. But maybe you can call a certain topic in the beauty space to her attention And she'll start to like have that on her radar and may do a deep dive, or maybe you have a dermatologist that she can connect with. I mean, she's super connected, so she would have her own contacts, like in all likelihood. But you can also see what a very super connected editor is covering and wants to know about. And so other, Substacks talk about different trends and product-based. Jen Fallick has one that's like all these different products that she recommends. And that would be a great audience to get in front of. So that's a new pitching channel. It's a new media type for you to be pitching. Substack writers, they have super targeted audiences. They're engaged readers right at their fingertips. And any features or products or opinions that they share on their newsletter can be really impactful. And if that writer's audience matches up with your client's intended audience, that is a match made in heaven. If you can get on that Substack, you're going straight for that target audience that's your client. I mean, it doesn't have to be hundreds of thousands of people. It can be 2,000 really interested beauty shoppers who want to know exactly what products are, effective now, right? So if that's where you can kind of figure out also the content that they write about. If like Val is not really open to pitches and she calls it payola, but like sponsored content or freebies to review, but you can follow along and see others that might, and then think about pitching. So search through Substack to find newsletter writers in your niche, subscribe as a free user, and then you can use that new connection to start building a relationship with them. And then follow on social. Maybe you discover a new writer that you didn't really know about before, and they have their Substack. They're active on social, but they also freelance in certain, publications you're trying to get into. Substack is that great way to start thinking about how to pitch them because you're seeing the content they're writing about. And as you get more familiar with their content, you can start pitching them for those newsletter only features. But then again, make sure the writer is open to pitches first. And, a lot of the writers will tee up an article and you'll be like, ooh, super juicy. And then they'll say, if you want full access, subscribe. At least in those instances, you get a little taste of what it is that they're going to be talking about behind the paywall. And the cool thing I've noticed is that I see that once you do subscribe, then you get access to past content so you can search through what they've already written about. And then once you stop, subscribing, you lose access to whatever's behind the paywall. But we have seen really good content around how the media is working now, or like I've really learned a lot around affiliate marketing. Specifically, Bryce Gruber has a really good Substack, and her paywall really gives a lot of info around how editors are tasked with generating revenue through affiliate marketing, what's working, how to get their attention. And that was all very useful. So Substack isn't the only place that a PR pro can be searching for new ways to learn how to pitch and where to pitch. So we do have a really good insider secrets guide so that you can learn more strategies to score top tier press placements. I'll put a link here. You guys may have already grabbed that, but we are really digging Substack. Trying to think of others that I subscribe to that have been, I have some on specifically on like how freelancers find work, because I thought that was really interesting. There are like grammar-based Substacks, kind of like what is working now in terms of like grammar and what's the word I'm looking for? I think Jane, you recommended one to me that was like pitches that are converting and getting the yes, and like what does a pitch that landed in Forbes look like and why did it stand out? Good pitch writing, like that sort of thing. Grammar is not the right word, but like good, effective pitch writing. How else are you guys using Substack? I'd love to hear from you. Um, any other, what is this? Pull it. What are you pulling? Oh, that one. Yeah. There are like just a lot of ways. I mean, it's pretty new, but it is evolving, and I really like that get ahead of it, early adopter kind of vibe, because I think that you're ahead of the game. And I mean, we're going to be talking about AI soon, not soon in the sense that like we're writing our next piece of content, and it'll be kind of focused on PR pros using AI and not being afraid of it, but actually like embracing it as another tool that's at our disposal. So that's what I see this as, is like another avenue to pitch, another avenue to know what editors want to have pitched to them. Insider info on the way the media is working right now, really topic centric platforms, that you can figure out what is trending or important in your niche right now. Queenie says, I use it to monitor current topics media are interested in, and also to just keep in touch with my media contacts. For example, Ali Walensky always shares a personal note in hers before diving into the opportunities, unless she's on deadline. So it's a great way to keep the relationships alive. That's exactly right. And Ali also will share like productivity tips, which I really like. Oh, Jane, okay. So she shared a link here. It's called One Pitch. It's actually not a Substack, but she shared a link. It's worth checking out. And it's really like good pitches that convert, giving you some idea into what has gotten their attention and why, which I think is always useful. Really helpful, she says. And also, you guys may know, inside the Pitch Lab, we have this really amazing bonus that's called the Winning Pitch Vault. And it's designed for the same thing. And bad pitches. Yeah, we don't want to put any publicists on blast, right? So it's never done in a way to shame anyone. It's done in like a teachable moment. Like, this is a teachable moment. Like, don't do this kind of thing. But we have a winning pitch vault inside of the Pitch Lab for this very reason, because our members have told us, we want to see, so-and-so got on the Today Show. How did she do that? What did the pitch look like? What did the process look like? Was it a long process? Was it in the follow-up? What did the follow-up say? How long did she wait? So we have our members submit winning pitches. It's organized by niche. And so you can search, and there's several winning pitches for certain publications done by niche. And I always thought that was super helpful to figure out, what does this pitch look like? Is there a personal note here? Is there a really strong call to action? How long was it? So that's a resource inside. It was a bonus inside the Pitch Lab, which is a program we just launched this week. Actually, enrollment closed. It's still open. Enrollment is still open. But the bonuses are, well, listen, you guys. If you would like to get in the Pitch Lab, just tell us. Here's the link. The bonuses, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll take care of you. My team does not love when I do that, but I'm like, I just want to help everyone, we close enrollment a lot of times because we want people to make a decision. Sometimes they have to have those bonuses really do help them decide. It's now or never, but it's really cool. The feedback has been amazing from the new members. We just had somebody that wrote us and said, can I please switch from my monthly membership to annual, because I'm only in it for a day, but I love it so much and I can see having this in my business forever. So can you swap me over to annual, because you get 2 months free and additional bonuses. I love that. We just had Kirsty on here say, I have a formal education in PR and mass comm, but I can tell you I learned more from Jen's Agency Accelerator and the Pitch Lab than my university. My husband said, get that framed and put it up on your wall. I love it. It's on my desktop. I can look anytime I want. So that's part of the Pitch Lab. But Let us know any other like pro tips you have around Substack. I just wanted to get it on your radar. It's kind of fun. Poke around. Sometimes when you subscribe to one, it'll start to give you suggestions for others that would be of interest, which is really helpful. And you can stop subscribing if you feel like you're getting too much content or it's not really relevant to you. But it is interesting to see from the journalist perspective, what they're looking for, what they're thinking about, how they look to round out their stories, you know, the kinds of content. Like it's interesting. I'll see Nicole Pager. She has a Substack and it will be like experts to talk about this, and this, and it's very specific. And then she'll say product recommendations that will solve this need, this need, this need, this, and it's all aligned. So she's like looking for the expert and the product. So it's like problem, solution, product recommendation. Very affiliate driven, but you can see what that process that she's looking for. She's looking for expert validation for the ideas and the product she's sharing, and then a way for her story to make her publications money. So it's great insight and just fun to read, especially you have journalists you love. Just keep up with what they're up to and make your pitches more personal. So today's a little short one, but does anybody have any other questions for me about Substack or any ones that you would like to recommend? Again, inside the Pitch Lab, we have a list that our members have curated that are recommended Substacks that they love and follow and pay for and feel they get tremendous value. Alice Dubin, Ali Wolanski, Bryce, Jill Schildhouse, so many others. And they all, the other thing that they do is if you are a paid member, they will often have free master classes on a certain topic that only their insiders get access to. And some of them will team up together and host. And Jane, I know, has sat in on some, and I've sat in on some, and they're very useful if you want to get a deep dive on a certain topic, which is presumably why you're following those writers in the first place. So when they offer those master classes or like Q&A sessions for their paid subscribers, that's a great time to join so that you can get access to that. And usually subscriptions are not a lot, like under $10 a month or, $80, $90 for the year. And it's a write-off. So that's what I have for you guys today. Anybody have any other questions or things that I can help you with? Coming up, my birthday next week, International Women's Day, which is kind of a new thing. I'm like, this has been my birthday a long time, and this is a new thing. Where is the list in the Pitch Lab? You can get into the Pitch Lab and go to the roadmap and then type in Substack, and it should pull up. It is like a separate standalone lesson. I'm not entirely sure which lesson it's in, but all of the content is searchable. So go into the Pitch Lab, go to the roadmap, and then there's a search bar at the top and type in Substack and it should come up. And if not, let me know and I will pull a link for you and put it in whatever, email, social, DM me or whatever. Yeah, good luck. All of our content is searchable and all of our content is available on an app on your phone. So we love that. And we also put all of our lessons into audio recordings. So if you like a podcast format, you can listen to every single thing we have recorded in audio only, which is really helpful if you're on the go, walking the dog, doing the dishes with earbuds in or whatever. So we just wanted to make it very easy to have all of our resources available to you in whatever format, wherever you are. So that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you for joining me. I'm trying to think. I don't know when that AI lesson is coming out. It might be next week, but we're going to do like a deep dive into like ChatGPT and how our industry is using it in a positive way and, leveraging it as a tool to make our jobs better and ethically using it and all of that, and not to fear it. At least not yet. Supposedly when all of the chat GPT robots are like expressing feelings, it's not actual feelings. It's just like, fake code feelings, but people are like, oh my God, it's got emotions. It's like, it's coming for us. I don't know. Anyway. All right. And any other topics you want us to do a deep dive on, let us know. We're learning all the time from our community what you guys want to know about. And it just makes our content better targeted to serve your needs. And that's what we're here for. So thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your week and a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you guys again next week. A weekly show, same time, same place. And take good care. Talk soon. Bye, guys.